Yes, hello, good morning, everyone. Welcome to the fourth lecture on the topic what we already started is the friction. Okay, so in the previous class, what we discussed, let's have some glance over the previous class. We discussed the friction in the journal bearings. Okay, we found out the formula which is used for the calculation of the power transmission in case of the journal bearing. Okay, so we first derive the equation for the finding out the torque, and then from the torque equation we obtain the formula to calculate the power transmission by multiplying the angular velocity. In today's lecture, we'll discuss another some formulas for the transmission of the power and the torque transmission in case of the thrust bearing and the pivot bearing. So let us get started with the lecture. So this is the content for the today's class. We'll deal with the friction in the thrust bearing and the pivot bearing. So first, friction in the thrust bearing. So let us first try to understand what is the thrust bearing means. Okay, or why the thrust bearings are used or when the thrust bearings are used. Okay, see, if the load, if the load, which is the load, this W, if the load is acting, if the load is acting along the axis of the shaft, so which is the axis, this is the axis of the shaft. Okay, if the load is acting along the axis of the shaft, okay, then we call it as the thrust bearing. Okay, so let us try to find out the equation for the torque. Okay, so let us start with the different parameters which are involved, like W, which is nothing but the load which is acting on the bearing surface. R is the radius of the bearing, P is the intensity of the pressure, and mu is the coefficient of the friction. So where the friction will occur? Friction will occur between the shaft surface and the bearing surface. Okay, in this region there will be the friction. Okay, so we'll assume the uniform pressure theory. According to uniform pressure theory, will be have the intensity of the pressure. That means the what amount of pressure will be acting over the given area. So this is the what the expression for the P, which is W is nothing but the load acting divided by area. Area is pi r square. We took the pi r square because it is the circular in the shape. Okay. So finally, the total frictional torque which is acting is given by 2 by 3 into mu into W into R, where mu is the coefficient of the friction between the bearing and the journal. Okay. Next one is conical pivot bearing. Okay. So when you look at the structure of the conical pivot, why we calling it as conical? Because the structure which or when you see the diagram of the bearing, it is something like this. It is a conical in shape. Okay, that's why we call as the conical pivot bearing. Okay, so there are some of the terminology which involves in the conical pivot bearing are like a Pn, which is the intensity of the pressure which is normal to the cone. Alpha is the semi angle of the cone. Mu is as usual the coefficient of the friction, and the R is the radius of the shaft. Okay. So the formula which we are having for the finding out the torque is given by T equals to 2 by 3 mu W into R into cosec of alpha. Okay. So if you want to calculate the power from this, what we'll do? We'll simply multiply the torque with the W, which is nothing but the angular velocity. Okay. I hope it is clear. In the next lecture onwards, we'll be discussing the problems which are related to the frictions. Okay. Thank you.